I assume if summon fails, that it won't banish it. That is an assumption. I don't suppose there's a way to see the number of shards whilst you're playing a game. Deploy, spawn and play Ace of the Sleeve. Each 3 tactics in your starting deck. Okay, I don't know what Ace of the Sleeve is, but I assume it does 1 damage. And that is fine, because I was assuming I would lose that unit anyway. What do we want to do? We don't have any frost on the board. We could then spawn frost. And that'll be on the opposite row. Well, I didn't get the dominance boost there. Maybe there was a way I could have damaged it first. Well, I could have done that, but then I wouldn't have got the frost. Because that dominance would play on the deploy, I assume. I mean, I could have just played my boost to get the dominance. Disloyal. Deploy spawn and play a base copy of a non-disloyal bronze enemy unit. Then gain spying. Is it going to move back onto their side? Stasis with no additional effect can be used. But they gave me a point, but they get to copy one of my cards. Yeah. But there was, I think in the original like Witcher 3, there was a spying thing which you put it here and then it would eventually come back onto your side. But I guess they thought that was too powerful. What we can do though is we can move things. So if we... I'll deploy maybe back here. But we'll move that. On the Witcher 3, the spying units drew you 2 cards, so you give the enemy points, but stay ahead in number of cards. Yeah. I was going to ask, but they've passed now, so... I was thinking I would probably pass if they didn't, depending on how much of a score they built up. So they've got the extra card, but I've got the round win. Okay, what have we drawn? So we'll keep that around, and that could be useful if they get a big card. I don't know how into armor they are, so remove that. Don't need 2 of those. Okay. So I go first, and I will put this one out because of dominance copy. Be aggressive round 2. Try to force out his leader. When you say leader, what would be his leader? This. Assimilate 2. Boost self by 1 or the specified amount whenever you play a card that is not from your starting deck. Not from your starting deck. So I could play that. this one first. Oh no, it needs to be on melee. Yeah. Play that one. And no, we won't damage you just yet. Leader charge. Oh, double cross. Create and play a card from your opponent's hand. Oh.
My prescription, a bit of bloodletting.
Bronze unit from your opponent's graveyard. From your opponent's hand. When I say from their opponent's hand, do they literally mean, like, I won't be able to play it, but they will? You can lock the Glynis, by the way, not a bad luck at all. Because assimilate boosts off whenever you play a card. I suppose it depends how much of the starting deck this is, because if it's just a starting deck, then...
We make certain the Nagelfart is never sated.
No, they just copy the card, don't steal it. Okay, that's good. I mean, I'm going to keep... I'll just keep boosting there. They won't be able to do much more on that. But we don't have dominance at the moment. A lot of my stuff is dominance based. Move an enemy unit onto the other row and spawn frost. So maybe I'll do that. I'll lock them. Alright, put it down.
Our world
Then lock
is
them.
in harmony.
I mean, that should also let me play dominance cards next time, unless it boosts. And it boosted that time because that card is not in the starting deck. So, like, every time they would play, like, a spike, well, that card, which let them play a card from my hand or another copy or anything like that, that would boost them. Interesting. This now has spying on it. Stasis with no additional effect. Can be used by other cards and abilities, but give spying to an enemy unit and damage adjacent units. I don't... Okay. Not quite sure. But now that we have dominance back, we can start to do things. Damage an enemy unit by 2. Spawn frost in its row. Yes, because that was a card from a graveyard, there's no way he could have had a monsters card in his Nilfgaard deck. Yeah. Yeah. I assume as well when it's a starting deck, like my starting deck has neutral cards, so if the neutral card was... When it's a starting deck, does it just mean Nilfgaard? And it may have come with starting neutrals, but they don't count as starting.
Up to it, Lace.
Seize an enemy unit with 3 or less power. But I liked that card. It may be time to start playing this one out. Maybe to use one of these frost charges. If I push that back, it will just kill it. Rather than him being able to use... Or did he already use it? He already used it. Okay, I won't worry about it then. Yeah, when you said Nilfgaard is annoying, I definitely believe you now. You have Purify. Oh, yes, good point. But I need Dominance, which lets me purify one of my units. Okay, so I can put him here.
Don't look to me for mercy.
Purify.
You shall find none.
And then which one still has active things? I guess none of them, unless he has a Purify. That's only a deploy thing. So we can just hit that, so that... Well... it's fine, we'll leave those for now, until I really need them. You have it. The Purify? Or the, yeah, the Dominance, because I was talking about Dominance. And it's pretty close in the score. The thing will be, so I have Dominance, so I can get Frost out with that one. This one works with Frost, so I don't know if I would then use a charge to give it the Frost. You know, an extra bit of Frost boost, such that it allows it to do more. What's this?
Everyone has their secrets.
Assimilate, deploy, create and play a 1 power copy of a bronze unit from your starting deck. Now they've done that.
You prolong your suffering. Your fate is sealed.
They have purified this thing. Assimilate. Boost off whenever you play a card that's not from your starting deck. So so I should probably be trying to attack that thing. Which we shall. His leader is now. He should have played it earlier and tried to force a pass out of you. That guy. Oh, that thing. Yeah, the double cross. So we are going to, as we still have dominance, to do
Resistance is futile.
that, hit that thing, so that the assimilate doesn't happen. I mean, he does have 4 cards, though. That's the slightly worrying thing. Even if this is going relatively okay. You know, I can hit him for another 2 points. And if he gets a big unit, I can smash that down. But I'm not sure I have the win in the bag in this round, is what I mean. Enemy unit bleeding. And it can be used more than once, so we will probably hit that thing. I say probably. Use an allied unit by the duration of frost on its opposite row. So now if I do that and right click so I don't actually play it again. Increase that thing. Get him to attack that. Maybe. Six-point lead. Nekarat is row locked. Use it on Nekarat. This thing. We say row locked. Like, you can't move it. If you have no answer next round, just pass. Means it just works on a specific row. Oh. This. So I could have moved him back. I see. So if I pass now, it will force him to play a card, but it means I won't get to use this. Yeah. Which is poisoned. Presumably, he'll just play a card and win the round, and then it'll be a one last thing. Also, I really doubt he's going to have a big card. It's Nilfgaard, so just mulligan the Geralt. Play a unit from your opponent's starting deck. So the Nilfgaard, they're mostly mid-sized cards, but really, really annoying mid-sized cards. That seemed like a waste to me. Like, surely he would have had a smaller card to play. And he could have saved his coin thing for the next round. Anyway. One apiece into the final one. You have the last say, that's really important. You mean starting? I feel like I want to get rid of... so that he hasn't got armor. That's not very helpful. That's not very helpful. It means you play the last card that can really decide the game. That's a gold card as well. Just kill it. Try not to give him units to interact with. Yeah. Well, this one... Though I wouldn't have had... I would have had dominance, but it wouldn't have killed him. I'm thinking... This one I can play Frost for 4 turns, and then I'll be able to boost... boost this guy. So I need to play it in like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, play this one last. But this as close to this as possible to get more of a boost. You need this trigger to stay alive so your navigator isn't useless. Yes, agreed. I could have done with my Geralt about now. If your opponent has won a round this game, spawn and play battle preparation. I mean, I can damage it by 4. But no, I won't. I'll only be able to damage it by 2. No, yeah. So I could frost it. But then by the time I play that, there'll only be like 2 frost. That's completely my fault. I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that they put Nezuko Sergeant in the starting net. I mean, it's not. I might. It's not your fault. I made the choice to play the card. I mean, I might have listened to you, but... Or, I mean, to mulligan it. It was, It didn't look... Yeah. I'm not sure if I would have got rid of it. I may have done. And they have copied my Red Rider's card. So, this works if I have dominance, which I don't. And that's only the opponent's side as well. Okay, there's no point locking that anyway. I'm surprised they didn't replay a card. Leader on the sergeant. Yeah. They're back here. So yeah, leader on sergeant, the navigator, then replay it with the riders. They have a lot of choice. They have bronze unit from your opponent's graveyard. It's like, however good my cards are, it doesn't matter because they can use them. I mean, it probably won't be enough in terms of the count. There's a lot of good bronze cards in my graveyard. Damage an enemy unit. And they have dominance, so they'll add frost. Yeah, Nilfgaard is the counselor of Gwent. You really need to be a soulless leech to enjoy playing. Yeah, you could say that. The frost it doesn't carry over, like, if things get past. So I can't replay. Let's play it on. But I mean, there's nothing else I can really do. I could have played it on the back row. Oh well. Hook, line, and sinker. At least I completed a contract or two. Give them a GG. Don't you GG him? What, because he's Nilfgaard? Isn't it? I don't know. What is there a thing about when you should and when you shouldn't? All I know is that if someone was like griefing me and like they obviously were losing and they didn't, you know, they weren't a noob. You know, we're all noobs at this rank, I guess. You know, if they were wasting time or like doing other things really annoying, then that would kind of be a point where I'd say, yeah, don't GG them. But personally, I don't GG soulless leeches, but that's up to you. Yeah, I mean, we don't know that he enjoyed playing it. Maybe he just chose it accidentally, and that made it so that he just continued playing it. Maybe he is a soulless leech. Yeah, we don't know. Go to your deck and take out the spear tip, by the way. Yeah, well, I tried to do this before, so I went to build a new deck, and what I wanted to do was, it's fine, I don't need to do that. I wanted to start from the monsters deck because it doesn't let you edit the starter deck. That's fine. You can only duplicate it. Fine. I accept that I can only duplicate it. So I went here and I went duplicate deck, and it said please wait, and then it said it failed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, and if you think you would enjoy more, then please subscribe, or even join me live on Twitch. Whilst it's cliche, all of these will help the channel. On screen is something carefully curated, or something the YouTube algorithm suggests, or maybe even both. In any case, have a great day.